that's what you get for starting things before you're like, are you ready? Because we're already recording.
I asked if you were ready first, and then hit the record button. Anyway, welcome to Theater School Rejects 37, because the Ronnie asked for dibs on 37.
Well, yeah. When you get tortured through most of high school with movie quotes pertaining to the number 37 in your name, it's going to be a significant number for you.
Was it a goal?
No.
You said a significant number. I'm like, well, you know, I thought it was a kind of thing after, but if it was before, I'm like, wonder if that like became like a life goal.
No. No, but I mean, it's funny because like, I think that movie came out for me. I must have been in like 10th grade when I saw it. But like, up until like 6th grade, I thought a blowjob was something you did with a hairdryer. So there's something to be said for some shred of innocence.
I think by 6th grade, I already knew more than that, but like no practical experience.
Oh.
For much longer. I saw the movie when I was like in the Coast Guard, so I was already out of high school. There's an age gap. Anyway, you can find me, theguyscomedy.com, and then the Ronnie, you can't find it anywhere.
Well,
but,
you know, neither can I. I'm still working on it.
But she did MC the show last weekend, so she was visible, not digitally. Although you can see her in the highlight reel.
Oh, Lord. I'm sorry.
And you can see her introduce my set, saying I look stunning in camouflage.
You knew.
I tried.
Both your day camo and your evening camo.
Gotta have two sets. I just got my new camouflage red.
You got the reds?
Yeah,
cool.
And I wore them to Claremont, and I got a couple of like Dudley Boy shout outs. Which I didn't realize when I ordered them was apparently the main style they wore was the red camouflage. I was like, oh, I like these, are cool. And I'm like, oh no. And by mistake, I wore my like day glasses instead of my night glasses. I got day camo and night camo, day glasses and night glasses. And with the thick like BCG style glasses I have, I was definitely rocking a Spike Dudley look.
Perfection. Age gap. Good grief. I mean, if people are going to start splitting age gaps, it's going to be all of us that are hitting 40.
Well, I'm just saying that like there's a difference in age between us.
Yes.
A
Both
space
physically
that
and
you might
mentally.
call a gap.
Yes.
A lacuna.
Lacuna la what?
Lacuna. Another word for gap.
Yes. Well, Lacuna Matata. Either way.
Don't worry, have gaps.
Whoa.
I'm not sure, like, of Hakuna Matata, which was "Don't worry, be happy."
Well, I mean, if we're talking gaps, thigh gaps would equal happy, so.
All right.
No?
So there we were. So
there's a joke that my friends and I always open, and it's not even really a joke, it's just a dumb saying. It's like, no shit, there we were. We went camping in like Joshua Tree. We didn't have anything to start a fire with except for coffee filters. And I don't know, one of us grabbed the box and they were like, there's 100 of these fuckers and a box. And that just became our tagline for like years.
there's 100 of these fuckers in a box.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Fun fact, coffee filters don't light as well as you think they would.
I don't know how well I thought they would light. I mean, favorite product, sure, but like, not my first choice for like fire. Yeah, we're walking around downtown Fullerton. Not exactly downtown. The outer reaches of Fullerton.
The outer limits.
Right about where it hits Brea.
So bougie outer limits.
If you threw a rock, you could hit a bougie brand.
Whoa.
So we're just podcasting before we start sword fighting. So, anything you want to talk about? Anything on your mind these days? Besides number 37?
Probably the number 40, because I'm watching a handful of my friends go through this whole existential crisis of what is my life, and drink till I forget. Thank you, Amanda.
You hung out with Amanda last night. How's she doing?
Oh my God, we had all the Girl Scouts last night. I don't know. She's probably redonkulously tired.
She said no sleep was had, and
Yeah.
she posted about 6 in the morning, so pretty sure she's super tired.
Well, I'm sure she caught a nap, but she had such an itinerary for those girls. It was fabulous. We made fairy lanterns and haunted houses and all the crafty goodness.
I saw some pictures of like glow-in-the-dark slime
Yeah. With glitter.
with glitter, of course, with glitter.
Well, when you have a room full of preteens, Jesus, like not only do you need coffee and earplugs, but of course you need glitter.
Well, is it preteens or teens or like what's
No,
the?
our patrol is the older girls.
So that's
So that's like 5th grade to senior in high school. But my daughter's the oldest. She's the only one in her rank. So all the other little girls like flock to her.
she has her own set of like minions.
Kind of.
Like her
The
mom.
entire patrol. I don't know about that.
In high
I've got a
school.
lot of pretty boys I call friends. I don't know about minions.
She's got a lot of pretty boys she calls friends. That's true.
Well, you know, with 37, you kind of come to the territory.
And then you sent me the sword fighting pictures.
Oh yeah.
So I like
You're
that these
just-
girls were like, they're like glitter, fairy lanterns, and swords.
Yeah. Apparently, anybody who goes near them is just automatically enchanted. Those girls love beating the hell out of each other. Dude, little girls are aggro.
Well, there was like you sent me 2 pictures, and one of the girls had an awesome stance. Like she was like this.
Uh-huh.
This is like classic. Like she'd been trained. I don't know if she had been, but or just natural ability.
Well,
but
if it's Margaret's daughter, she probably has been trained. But I
Well,
think
did you see the
Margaret's
picture?
daughter's the younger girl.
there's one girl just like holding it, and the other one's like the footwork and everything. Yeah, the pose. It was like well, someone knows what they're doing. At
Well,
least
one of our
statically.
scout moms like fenced all through college. She fenced for like 15 years.
You gotta bring her into our little
Fenced epee.
comedy HEMA club.
She's the one that her husband has the cigar place that we wanted to try and have a show at.
Oh well, then maybe like send me a link to her thing on Facebook, and I'll talk.
I will do that. Oh my God, I'm so excited about Bellflower's renovations.
You said there's a comedy club opening in Bellflower, and we're gonna try and get some Theater School Reject shows going on there.
Which is really exciting, but probably not as exciting as I make it sound, just because Bellflower is like the revamped Mayberry. But the fact that they're turning the little tiny theater into a comedy club just makes my little heart sing. And then Monday I get to find out about the big theater.
Yeah, more theaters.
So, woo,
And then we got a show tomorrow,
you sure do.
which I know you might be able to make, but we're really excited as we turn to Burbank.
I tried. I worked till 10:30.
No, so you're not gonna make it, but it's gonna be awesome, and there'll be video, which you can
Woo-hoo.
see.
And a podcast, because I like listening to the podcasts, as you and Richard know.
You're one of our 5s of listeners.
Woo!
You're very prominent. I'm always aware.
Yes. And not just because of the backlash afterward.
Yeah, but mostly because of the backlash afterward.
Yeah, well.
Um,
I really appreciate you waiting on 37. That was awfully sweet of you.
You're welcome. You made clear. Just skipped ahead. Be like, okay, we'll just fill 37 in later. And so this is, like I said, so yeah, anyway, let's see. I actually did a short set last night. I don't know if you heard, but it was like I did my zoo stuff and the bro fighting the gorilla.
Oh my God, how did that go?
It went so well.
Seriously?
Oh yeah, because I didn't lead off with it. I did, oh man, what did I start off with? I started off with my first 40 seconds had like no laughs, but it's building. It's the part I talk about, like, you can judge your place in life, not by the girl you're with, because that's what people think, but by the guy that the girl you're with leaves you for.
Oh,
and it's one of my favorite jokes because it's just so unexpected and people just like really resonate. And then I'm like, if she leaves you for like a screenwriter who's got to advance $1 million, you're doing okay, you're punching your weight. If she leaves you for a homeless drug dealer, you, my friend, have some work to do. And then I'm like, full disclosure, I've been left for a homeless drug dealer.
Right.
Twice.
Ouch.
And then I'm like, no, don't worry, people. It's not the same homeless drug dealer. He's not following me around saying, Doug's got a new girl, let me swoop in. Two different homeless drug dealers, two different girls. And that's all true. That's what makes it funny for me, as we talked about.
Yes, at length. You do love honesty.
I do. And
I mean, it's kind of, speaking of swords, it's kind of a double-edged sword.
Go on.
Telling the truth. I mean, you have to remember less shit, but I don't know. I think for you it works, but I think just to open that debate again, like, being on stage, for a lot of people, it's an act. It's just being on stage.
Well, sure, and I've said it before too. We can just have this argument over again. But like, you can just make up shit, and it's fine. But when you say this happened, or I was in a certain place, and it doesn't have absurd elements like dragons or sea serpents, that people invest in it, and a lot of times it's only funny with the idea that it really happened. It's like the sort of, I was thinking about this after we talked about, like, there's a reason why they try and discourage people from publishing memoirs as a fictional novel, or the other way around. Like, someone writes a nice fictional novel, but they can't get it published. They publish it as memoirs because people are more interested in thinking this really happened than they would as just like an idea. And people have done that, and it's been a scandal. And it's like, memoirs, like, people invest in the idea this really happened. This is your life.
So rather than buying those memoirs, you'd prefer to be the guy that goes online and buys people's diaries?
No, I'm saying that, like, if I style something, like when I talk about, the idea of having like zoo fights, people laugh and everyone's clear that's not really happening. But if I said, so I owned a zoo in Nebraska for a year, then that would people be investing with the idea that it really happened, and if it didn't happen, so you can frame a joke differently.
Some zoo in Nebraska is going to be totally stoked and like.
No, but you can frame a joke differently depending on whether it's true or not. If you want people to buy in that it happened, then it should have happened. And if it's not something that actually happened, go lead a little more interesting life. Do interesting things.
I think there's a positive life message in there somewhere.
There is. Like, if your life is not interesting enough to talk about on stage, go make it more interesting. When I talk about shit that happened, that's because fucking I got arrested 3 times. Fucking deal with it.
That's the thing. Like, I am my father's daughter, and I feel like if I told stories that happened in my life, people would be like, no fucking way. I'd be like, no, true story. That happened.
Right.
And then, like, how do I verify these things? Like,
you don't, but that's where your like trustworthiness comes in.
My life is like my big fish.
So, well, like, there's witnesses to some, and it's also self-consistent. Like, there's things you tell me, I'm like, yep, that sure says something you would do. And there's things you say, and I'm like, nope, don't believe it, not for a second.
Well, like, as a child, my father would tell my sisters and I bedtime stories, but they were all stories about how he grew up, right? So, like, the one that stands out the most to me, if I have to recall any of the stories, is my aunt showing up with an entire circus.
That's not a good story.
And, like, the entire circus just set up on the lower 40 of their property.
Right. Now, what if he told you, hey, all those stories I told you as a kid, I told you they're true? They weren't. I just made them up as bedtime stories.
Well, I'd be bummed out that they weren't true, I think, just because they are so magnificent. But by the same token, I'd be like, all right.
No, you wouldn't.
That makes sense.
No, because you buy in. And he had you invest in it. He could have said...
Yeah, but that's different. That's my father.
Same thing.
That's
doesn't
like
matter.
a one-on-one relationship. That's a father-daughter relationship. That requires that kind of trust. Some jackass I don't know on a stage that I'm just there because there's a 2-drink minimum and my friend's up next doesn't mean I want to like tell this story and hang on to it forever. Like if you're just gonna throw it out there and make me laugh, cool, whatever. Like I'm not invested in those people.
Right, but I want people to invest in me. I want people to be like, I want to see him again. He's awesome.
Right, to see you again. You're not having them invest in you as a person. You're not making friends. You're making audience members. So if you make them laugh with a story, whether it's true or not, they're still going to come back if you made them laugh. So the point there is make them laugh, not tell the truth.
Again, like it's like you don't have to phrase jokes as a first-person story. Lots of people don't. Half my act is not done as a first-person story. But when you do as a first-person story, people are buying in, and there's a reason you're framing it that way. And again, if you don't have interesting first-person stories, go fucking make your life better. Or at least more interesting.
I was like, I don't know about making my life better, but it's definitely interesting.
Right there with you. That's like,
Lord.
Neil, one of my favorite gifts, because I always like gifts that like suit you. Like, it's not about money. It's about like, you feel like this person got you.
Yeah.
And so he got me a shirt and said, my life sucks exactly the way I want it to. No, it says, my life sucks, but it sucks exactly the way I want it to.
Right on.
And I was like,
good job, Neil.
That spoke to me. And he's like, just so you know, this is from a webcomic called Diesel Sweeties, and that's how I got into Diesel Sweeties. And then stopped because it started to suck a lot.
Not the way you wanted it to.
No, but I was like, oh man, it was one of my favorite shirts for a long time. And Arvin, back when we were closer, was like, he got me a shirt and it said, tact is for those not witty enough to be sarcastic.
Yeah, that suits.
And then I had another girlfriend buy me a shirt, and she said, and it was the last thing I want to do is hurt you, but it's still on the list. Yeah, from Hot Topic. But like those shirts spoke. Like there was someone who understood me and got me, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. So like. And like, it's like, so that's great. Or something like invest like the thought process and get you something like really. Everybody's like, oh, you thought about me,
as a person.
Yeah, and you understood, and you know like what makes me different than everybody, and you like spoke to that. And that's what I love about a birthday gift. Like, 'cause it can be an opportunity to do that, but then you get a birthday gift and it's freaking generic or like something obvious about you, and it's like no thought, and you're like, well, this sucks. Like, I kind of wish you hadn't got me anything like that. Nothing would be better than this.
Oh, that's kind of harsh. But I see your point. Birthday season. What are we doing for your birthday?
It's months away.
Yeah? And?
Meaning, I don't know. Hadn't thought. Thanksgiving.
I mean, fuck the pilgrims.
Like, fuck the police.
Kind of.
Well, I don't know. We'll figure that out. I mean, not on the air and broadcast to everyone. Thanks.
All 5 of us. Inquiring
5.
minds want to know.
Not just 5. 5s. There is more than one set of 5 listening, theoretically.
Well, what if those 5s need time to really focus on who you are as a person, and they could use like hints?
That's the whole point of not needing it. It's the whole point of knowing a person. Anyway, so we talk about birthdays and memoirs and truth and comedy, and that got way serious for our 37th podcast. But you can find me tomorrow in Burbank, and you can find me the rest of the time on DougXComedy.com.
I'll see you all in August.